After I hit rock bottom, I realized that instead of looking for more productivity hacks or ways to push myself further, I didn't need motivation. I needed substantial systems that would keep me from abandoning myself. Hello, my loves. Welcome back to the Self Care CEO. I'm Georgina Jean, and if you're someone looking to rebuild or level up your business, personal life, finances, or self care routines, come on in and let's get cozy. So, today I'm going to be talking with you about 7 powerful self care habits that have changed my life and saved me from burnout. A couple years ago, I was running 2 stores, hitting my goals, building my business, taking care of my mother, my 3 children, the household, and I didn't realize how badly burnt out I was. And it wasn't until then that I realized nothing I care about can be sustained if I'm not sustained. If you don't take care of you, no one can take care of all of those things that you have piled up on your to-do list. Or maybe someone else, but they're not gonna do it like you. With that being said, let's get into these self-care habits because they are a game changer. If you're someone who's experienced burnout, you're there now, or you want to prevent it, these self-care habits will surely help you. So habit number 1, nervous system regulation. Before I got back into being productive, I realized that I needed to regulate my nervous system. It is so essential to every part of your life. How you manage stress, how you manage setbacks, how you feel every single day, even hormonal regulation. It's all tied to your nervous system regulation. So what did I start to do? First, I went to therapy. That helps me a lot, especially while I was in the stores and dealing with some grief and things going on with my children. Therapy really helped me learn to manage certain emotions. There are virtual resources out there now. There's BetterHelp, I've heard is great. I went to therapyforblackgirls.com and found therapy through my insurance. Something that also helped me was learning different breathing exercises and techniques. One of my favorites is box breathing. Breathing in for 4, holding for 4, breathing out for 4, holding for 4. That technique works no matter what I'm feeling. Another thing that has helped me regulate my nervous system is taking social media hiatus. I noticed that when I spend too much time, especially on like Instagram, I feel more anxious. It's just like a bunch of excess noise that does not help me feel at ease. I will delete the apps for a couple days, or I will hide the app from myself or set a time limit, and I immediately within the first few days notice a difference in how I feel. Another thing that has helped me is meditation. Even if your head is chatty, sitting down in the moment and practicing doing nothing and being silent for 5 to 10 minutes, it makes such a huge difference. It's improved my focus. It's helped me learn to be calm. It's helped me become more aware of my thoughts as well. And there's a ton of free guided meditation apps as well as videos on YouTube that you can just type in, and you can do it like for 5 minutes. Habit number 2, cleaning, organizing, tidying up. My environment directly affects my mood, my stress levels, my ability to focus. I notice that when I clean up, I immediately feel so much better. What I do if I'm not motivated or I may be feeling overwhelmed, I just choose one area that I'm in quite often, whether it be the kitchen, my bedroom, the bathroom, the living room, everywhere. I will just set a timer for 10 minutes and get started. And the first thing is clearing the floor, then the surfaces. Even if you don't clean up everything and put everything in its place, just having a clutter bin where you can just dump everything just to visually get it out of the way and then sort it after helps significantly. Our brains are constantly looking for threats in the environment, and a cluttered space is threatening to the brain. That's why when you're in clean spaces, you feel more focused, you have more energy. If your environment is cluttered, it's sucking your energy. I read this book called The Life-Changing Magic of Tidying Up by Marie Kondo. It's a really great book, and it really helps me to see the space around me very differently and appreciate it in a new light. And it also has helped me to keep my space clean on a regular basis. Another thing that's a part of keeping things clean and tidy is the smells in your environment. I highly recommend getting a scent diffuser. Smells are so important. I'm huge on aromatherapy. My entire JD Body Treats business was built off of the concept of aromatherapy. Having smell goods in the environment, whether that be natural non-toxic candles, essential oils in a scent diffuser, natural linen and room sprays, incense, potpourri, something that makes you feel good when you walk in, the smell hits you, or it just keeps the environment nice and refreshed. Decluttering is also an emotional release. Objects hold energy, and when you just have a bunch of stuff, there's a bunch of stagnant energy. Decluttering on a vibrational level is very powerful, not only for self-care and releasing emotional baggage, but allowing new energy to flow nicely into your life. Habit number 3. Now, y'all knew this was coming. This is one of the most important parts of self-care, and that is movement and exercise. Getting your body moving on a daily basis so that you can live a happy, healthy, long life. Moving every day is so important, whether it be walking, running, twerking, squats, stretching, yoga, whatever it is, please get your body moving. Exercise releases serotonin and dopamine, which are those feel-good hormones, which help you feel good about yourself. So it's a good way to look good, feel good, and be well in all aspects. Most of the time, I'm working out inside my home. I put on a 10 to 20 minute YouTube video, hit Pilates, yoga, and I'll just do it right there in my living room on the yoga mat, and I feel good after. It's actually one of the first things I try to do in the morning. It convinces my brain that I've accomplished something already, and then I'm more motivated to accomplish other things. And also, getting moving, especially first thing in the morning, it energizes me and it sets me up for a really successful day. The 4th habit is eating better, focusing on your gut and liver health. When I was running both my stores and even working corporate, most of the time I was running to the nearest restaurant and grabbing fast food, grabbing unhealthy choices. It was pretty bad. I ended up really messing up my skin. It also affected my mood. I realized the greasy food, the sugar, all of it was making me feel really, really down. And I was in this nasty cycle of feeling down, eating nasty, grabbing sweets. And I noticed the moment that I slowed down and reduced the amount of sugar and greasy foods and junk that I was taking in, I had more energy. I felt good. My brain felt lighter. My heart felt lighter. Everything felt good. And then I started to learn about how gut health is directly tied to emotions. So I went on this huge gut and liver detox. I started to drink things like kombucha and focus on probiotics. So much has changed. Not only did I get more energy, but mentally and emotionally, I felt better and like I could face the responsibilities that I had to deal with on a daily basis without the weight of the world on my shoulders. Setting your environment up with things that will support healthy gut health, like fruits, healthier snacks. My top go-to is kombucha, and I love having my daily lemon and apple cider vinegar water. Chlorophyll water has also been absolutely amazing for like my skin and my body. But yeah, healthy gut, healthy mind. Now, this next habit is the most important one, and it's funny because all the other habits I've prioritized for longer, but I've really learned that this is number 1. But before we get into it, if this video is resonating with you so far, please comment down below what are some of your self-care habits that have saved you from burnout, and also if any of the ones that I've mentioned so far have changed your life, please share your experience because there's some people out there who need that extra motivation. So moving on to the next one, sleep. You need consistent rest. I remember when I first really started my self-care journey as a super busy entrepreneur, super busy mom. I used to run off of 4 or 5 hours of sleep, and I would convince myself I felt fine. I was productive, I was getting things done. I could go to bed at 1 o'clock in the morning and still be up at 5 and do all the things that I needed to do for the day and have my children ready. But I didn't realize that I was running on autopilot. People would say to me, "Oh, you need more sleep." I was like, "No, I'm fine, I'm fully energized." It took years for it to finally show up. Residual sleep deprivation. I started to experience things like memory loss. I would blink out. But I was a hustler. I would sacrifice hours of sleep to get a project done. I focused on productivity. I was just like, I can't sleep. I would get moments where I had severe brain fog and I didn't know why I couldn't remember certain things. I kept blaming it on my ADHD, which granted that was definitely a part of it. But since I started to get more sleep, the brain fog went away. I remember things a lot better. Of course, I feel more energetic. I feel like I'm more in control of my days and my moods. I'm a lot less irritable. Life just feels a lot more manageable. If there's any of these habits that you take on, please get the very least 6.5 to 8 hours of sleep. If you can do 7, that would be perfect. The brain needs rest. It needs time to recalibrate. It needs time to heal your body, to really repair itself. And if you're not sleeping enough, it causes so much residual damage. You may not notice now, you may see it years later, but it's not worth it. Another thing is, stop snoozing your alarm. When you actually wake up and go back to sleep, it makes you more tired. You feel a lot foggier than had you just jumped up as soon as your alarm went off. Set my phone all the way on the other side of the room before I go to bed so that I'm forced to get up and turn the alarm off. If you're able to wake up and go to sleep at the same time, it will change so many things. Self-care habit number 6, create routines. We're not always gonna feel great. We're not always gonna be super excited to start the day and get things done. But when you have set routines, so it takes less energy to figure out, okay, what do I need to do next? You're creating daily habits that are beneficial and healthy. You need a morning anchor and an evening wind down. It doesn't have to be extensive. These can be 15 to 30-minute daily routines. 5 minutes to brush your teeth and wash your face. 5 minutes to just stretch while listening to affirmations. At the same time, every day, it will give your life so much more structure. It'll make you feel more at ease. And the best part about starting with routine, you can then start to build healthier habits and add them into the routine because you already know at this time every day, I'm going to be doing XYZ. So I tried stretching for 21 days for 5 minutes. That's great. Well, let me extend it to 10 minutes or actually do like a different exercise routine. Whatever it may be, you can even have a midday routine if the morning and evening doesn't seem suitable. You deserve to give yourself that time. What I find to be most helpful for both routine and sleep is deciding what time do you need to be out or up during the day every day and giving yourself at least 30 minutes to an hour before you have to rush and start getting ready. When you're constantly rushing, it releases the stress hormone cortisol and you're like stressed throughout the day and everything just feels like really anxious and like, oh my God, oh my God, oh my God, this is next, this is next. But when you give yourself some time, especially in the morning, it really helps set the tone for the rest of the day. What that does mean though is that you'll have to start getting a little more strict about your bedtime. Decide how much time you need in the morning and set your bedtime accordingly. Last but not least, my 7th self-care habit that really sets me up for success and ease in life is planning and reflecting. Planning and reflecting is really a form of crisis prevention, which is a form of self-care because if there's anything that causes burnout, it's little fires everywhere. It allows me to really understand where I stand in a lot of areas in my life and what I'm working towards. Everything from to-dos to goal settings to breaking it down into action steps, monthly, even weekly evaluations. How are you doing in each area of your life? What are your current roles? How do you think you're performing? What needs to be improved? What needs to be cut out? Helps me feel like I have a better handle or control over my life. It also helps me reduce the amount of chaos and unexpected things that show up because things are planned out and reflected on, and I'm checking things off as they're going, noticing what's not being taken care of, what needs to be taken care of. So when I plan and I reflect and I go forward with a sound mind and awareness around where I am and where I'm going, that really sets the tone for when things come up. In the reflection side of things, doing those monthly evaluations, also practicing gratitude. There are times where like I plan something and I hit that goal and I don't really realize I hit a certain goal until I go back and look at the plans. or even just reflecting on my week, celebrating the small wins, like, oh yay, I made my bed every day this week, spent more time with my children. So many little things that you wouldn't really celebrate until you reflect on, because we're all just kind of in a buzz of life, and it helps you to feel good. It'll set your mind up to see more of it in your environment, to create more of those things you're celebrating. I'm even gonna throw in a bonus self-care habits, because I'm looking at my notes and I realized I did not put this in here, but this one is huge. My bonus self-care habit is to have fun and play. Unadulterated joy, belly laughs, wild experiences, whatever brings you pure joy and satisfaction when you don't have to worry about anything other than enjoying the moment. I will go to a ninja park with my friends and play adult tag or dodgeball. I'll run in the field with my own children. It allows me to have certain moments that I wouldn't have. I skateboard with them, riding a bike, just spending time with a friend, playing a card game, painting, doing something absolutely ridiculous. There's parts of the brain that get activated when you're enjoying yourself. That's why a lot of companies will have team building activities or outings. Studies have shown that when you do something creative or fun, it helps to exercise a part of the brain that can affect your productivity and motivation. When you're constantly burning yourself into all work, no play, you just burn out. Your brain is tired. Your brain is bored. You need to have fun. Fun is such a huge part of self-care. Not only does it release all of those feel-good hormones, the oxytocin, the dopamine, the serotonin, all of that is just flooded in your system. It's also a way to get new ideas. Joy brings in so much creativity, especially if you're a business owner or creative. Suddenly, you just experience flow states. Like, you have writer blocks, go outside and frolic in some grass, play with a random puppy, I don't know, go to a puppy shop. Just do something that makes you feel good and doesn't feel like an obligation. I promise you, you will see amazing results. But with all of that being said, something I want you guys to take away is that self-care isn't just a spa day. Self-care is the things that you do so that you're not abandoning yourself, your daily intentions, the gift that you give yourself. Things like rest and fun and play, nervous system regulation used to sound like far distant ideals at one point, until I really started to implement them in my life, and I experienced a level of peace and ease that I've never had before. Everything in life feels so much more manageable. So this year, as I'm rebuilding my business, my finances, and all the other areas of my life, I'm reminding myself that though I've experienced a lot of joy and rest the past few years, I can still succeed while being in that state. And if anything, it's best to succeed while also still experiencing those things. I don't have to sacrifice those things in order to be successful, because what is success if you get there and you hate it there? We don't want to hate it there, we want to love it there. But it was these habits that really helped tie things together and allowed me to be productive while also feeling good about my productivity. If you'd like to see some of my self-care habits in action, my next video is a field trip, so be sure to click on it and come spend the day with me. And if you've found these self-care habits helpful, like and subscribe for more content like this. Thank you so much for joining me, and I want you to remember, we're building the dream and the peace. Self-care is self-love. See you next time.